Hi everybody, Eleanor and Jazz here from Nesta Invest, and you're watching a hot property Q&A, part 3 of our 3-part session, which is all about how those new government changing housing packages could affect me. And in this section, we are talking about how it could affect the first home buyer, so very important category there. So if you're looking at getting into the market, you're looking at buying your first home, there are a couple of changes that have been announced that could affect you, so that's what we're going to cover now. So from the outset, I think there could be some really great benefits for first home buyers, some changes there, especially those that are in Auckland that are maybe finding it a little bit more difficult, where some of the prices have gone up 20-25% since last year, which is a bit of a jump. So one of the changes that they've announced is that first home grant that you can receive, the caps are going to be lifted, as well as higher housing caps on that too. So, meaning for first home buyers, you could receive $5,000 for an existing house or $10,000 grant for a brand new build home or home off the plans. So that's including an apartment. So the cap as well in Auckland, for example, has also gone up from $650,000 to $700,000, so extra $50,000. Do you think this is going to help first home buyers increasing that cap and giving more grants?
Probably that's a good start. I mean, there wasn't much available in the 650 range anyway, with Auckland growing so quickly and prices jumping up. So 700 is a good start. I would have actually liked to see a bit more. So towards the 800-900 mark with a bit more money would have been ideal.
Do you think that would be more realistic?
Yeah, it would be a bit more realistic. I mean, 10,000 is still a lot of money, and it's a good start, but they could have done more.
Okay, so perhaps there's a bit more work in maybe the finer policy or details, or even perhaps how people can get more funding from the bank to help with this.
That's a good point too. Like buying houses, like first home buyers to buy houses get funding. That's actually quite a difficult step as well. Savings a difficult step altogether as well. So there's quite a few challenges for the first home buyer market, and this will ease it slightly, but there's a lot more work to be done before we can say the crisis is solved.
Okay, no, I totally understand. So, flow-on effects, we've talked about property investors, developers. I'm going back to the bright line test again. Do you think this is going to contribute to making houses more affordable in Auckland for the first home buyer?
Personally, I don't think it'll have too much benefit. I mean, it'll assist with more first home buyers buying new houses. So that's going to be, that has a flow-on effect. People want to develop more.
Yeah, develop the new houses.
Yeah, so the demand's there for newer houses.
Okay.
So there is a flow-on effect. But overall, I don't think it'll do too much, unfortunately.
Okay. What about we talked about in our last video for property developers, the infrastructure they're looking at, the housing supply, the infrastructure you're going to put in to help developers build. Do you think this will help the first home buyer then if there's more supply in Auckland? Do you think the pricing will go down, as I guess that's the hope?
Pricing is dictated by a lot of things. Supply and demand is only one item. There's still construction costs. They're just going up 10% a year. At least there's infrastructure cost, upgrading the system. There's actually a lot of factors that are involved in property development rather than just there's a lot more involved.
Yeah, so it's not...
We won't get into this too much, but I like to say there's a lot more involved.
Yeah.
And
so I guess a lot more, maybe a few more systems would have to be in place to then actually relieve some pressure to make a $700,000 house affordable in Auckland, or available in Auckland, I should say.
And to develop, that's right.
All right. Oh, that's some good points there. And it's early days, these announcements have just been made, so we'll just have to watch and wait and see what else comes out of this. Let's summarise then, for the first home buyer, what would your advice, or what would you say to them in one sentence right now?
Like my ideal, I've been saying it for quite some time. When you go back to the first videos I started, we said best time to buy is yesterday, and next best time is today, and next best is tomorrow. So need to get into that market and not wait for a dip or wait for reasons, I guess.
Yep.
Jump into it.
Just get into it, and let's see if these changes do help the first home buyer, which would be great. So if you do have any questions about any of these topics, part 1, 2 or 3, or anything about property, do let us know. I hope this was helpful. We've tried to keep it really short and simple and just easy for you to understand because there is a lot of information out there at the moment. So we look forward to seeing you next time, and if you have any questions, let us know. Bye.